So welcome. Why don't you start by introducing yourself, your name, your title, and your organization?
So I'm Divya Yerraguntla. I'm the Senior Vice President for Demand Generation and Sales Enablement for Syneos Health.
That's great. So why don't you go into a little bit about what your company does, kind of what their goals are, and why you came to HITLAB Summit?
So Syneos Health is a company that works throughout the continuum, all the way from clinical trials through commercialization. We are 31,000 strong across
Wow.
more than 110 countries. We do a lot of trials with patients. At any point, more than 1,000 trials running. So we work a lot with patients, and it's important for us to make sure that we are doing the trials the right way, getting the right patients, and bringing products to life for our patients. Our North Star is our customer, right? So it's important for us, whether it's the companies we're working for, the patients we are ultimately serving, to do the best we can for them.
That's fantastic. So have you been to one of HITLAB summits before, or is this your first time?
So this is my first time in person.
Okay.
I've done the virtual summits, and it's always great to see the amount of innovation, the amount of new thinking that is brought to the table, the different perspectives that everybody brings in. That's what really excites me, and that's why I'm here. Digital therapeutics and digital technologies in healthcare right now is the way to go, and I guess that's the way in every industry, but more so in healthcare than any other industry, because we have so much data, we can do so much good, and we do spend a lot of money getting the products to market. So how can we really cut that cycle down? How can we use the innovation? How can we bring therapies to patients which are more affordable, which are more accessible to them? That's really the key question we're all solving for. And I think the topic for this HITLAB Innovators Summit completely aligns with that. The discussions so far have been really good. Just understanding, the perspective that is brought from all different point of views, from technology innovators to healthcare veterans to people who are trying to understand how best to bring innovative stuff, not just innovative in the sense it's like groundbreaking, that
Yeah.
really helps the patients.
Yeah, absolutely. That was so beautifully said. I wanted to talk a little bit about Syneos specifically. You talked about kind of just the access to data that we have now and the consolidation of it, especially with AI, what everyone seems to be talking about. So, how are you guys specifically using kind of that wealth of data to push forward digital health as a whole, as a field, and how is it benefiting your company and patients?
So we have invested specifically in technology. We actually now have a technology business unit which is dedicated, because as I said, healthcare is one of the largest data sets that exist. We have so much patient data. We need to be careful about, patient privacy, but at the same time, we should be able to de-identify, understand the pattern so that we can help the future clinical trials. We can understand how the products are safe and efficacious for all the patients. So having that technology as your key architecture, underlying architecture, is just absolutely essential.
Yeah.
And we have invested a lot in that. We also have invested a lot in predictive analytics, so that the data we have, the data that's out there in public domain, how are we using that to understand where the trials should go, what kind of populations are affected, how can we improve not just the trial designs, but also improve the outcomes of the trials. Because as we all know, it's a long process to do the trials. If we set it up right, you have better outcomes. And I think that results again back to patient, right?
Right.
That results into patient getting what they really need and what they deserve to have. So having that architecture, having that data underlying expertise to understand, as I said, AI is big right now.
Right.
But how can we use it to really help the patients? How can we bring it into healthcare in such a way that, and a lot is being used right now in diagnostic services, when we look at cancer, whether we look at radiology imaging, all of that is being used. And there are models right now that can predict, early cancer detection and things like that, which is amazing. What more can we do? Because this is just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more we can do, and I think that's where we are headed. We're trying to understand that and see how best can we help our customers.
Yeah, absolutely. So you mentioned that, some of the next steps that you want to take and how we can maybe use some of this technology in the future. Do you have any sweeping predictions about the field of digital health and the kind of the trajectory of everything. What you want to see next, what you think is going to happen next for the field.
See, a lot is happening, and a couple of things that really excite me is, one is, may not sound too much, but the 3D printing.
Yeah.
Now you can do prosthetics with 3D printing, and they are very precise. It's not, multiple fittings, and it's accessible. That's exciting.
Yeah.
That's something we can look for. Genomics, right? We have come a long way, the genome sequencing, and that's really leading the way to individualized medical care. And it's a little expensive right now, but with time, the more we do it, the better we get at it. It will become more affordable.
Yeah.
But the point is, it's the best we have seen so far in terms of results. So more on that end. Again, data mining and data analysis using some of these AI tools that are really helping, get to a point where we cut the first 80% of the time where humans had to analyze. If there is something that's already pre-analyzed, and we use our specialists to really look at that endpoint to finalize the diagnosis, we are saving so much of our expert time, because it takes years to train somebody to be a physician, to be a surgeon, to be a specialist. Are we using their time the right way? Are they getting to more patients? At the end of the day, by using these technologies, we're enabling them to get to more patients and do more good. And I think that's where we should be heading, and that's where we are headed towards. So exciting times.